i-netradio.com. i-netradio.com.
Good day to all of our listeners around the world. I'm James Tuthill, and I'm here with Nerisa Waterman, and we're cooking like crazy in the i-netradio.com studio in Jupiter, Florida. Nerisa, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you, and I'm very excited to be here today and have something special for you today.
Thank you for coming to Florida, to beautiful tropical Jupiter, Florida. And why don't you tell us a little bit about Peru and what we will be expecting?
Well, Peru is in South America and it's bordered by Ecuador, Colombia, Brazil, Bolivia, Chile, and of course the Pacific Ocean. So for me, Latin America and Caribbean islands, their cuisine, I just simply call it island cuisine. Our food is a fusion of dishes from Africa, Italy, China, Japan, India, and Spain, just to name a few. Each island's cuisine is as unique as a person's handwritten signature. However, we never lose the flair that makes Caribbean and Latin American cuisine so exotic, which is love. We cook with love. Each meal is a love story. Love of history, love of family, love of culture, and love of our islands. The beautiful fruit, provisions, and seafood, well, it's just a love letter that the island has written for us. And today, my love letter is to Peru. Today, I am taking you and our listeners to the culinary world of Peru, but not only in the kitchen, but on the streets with the street food recipes and in the bar with a drink recipe. So you want to know what's on the menu?
Absolutely. I'm dying to hear this.
Well, first, we're going to do something different. We're going to start off with Peru's national drink, pisco sour. And it's like nothing you have ever tasted. It's a curious mix of a sharp tang and a sweet texture. It's like a cloud-like foam, and it gets a little icy as the liquid breaks through the raw egg white. Yes, there is a raw egg white in this drink. And there was a moment there where Chile and Peru was fighting over, I guess, who actually invented the pisco sour. However, recently Peru was recognized as the father of the pisco sour, and actually every first Saturday in February is Pisco Sour Day. So I'm going to start off with a traditional pisco sour for you. I can't have raw eggs, so I'm also going to make a second drink, a pisco sour with a twist. I'm going to add wine. So here we have our mason jars. I have 2 special mason jars. I love these things. So pisco sour, it's a variant of a Spanish grape liqueur, which is really the main star of this show. So we're going to have 3 ounces of pisco sour in our mason jar. And now we can have lemon juice or lime juice. I think you will probably appreciate the lime juice, so I'm going to add 1 ounce of lime juice and 1 ounce of simple syrup. I'm going to put all these in our beautiful mason shaker that's filled with ice. We're going to shake, shake, and shake, and I'm going to pour this in a beautiful, nice chilled glass that I have ready for you. So here you go. Now, I know I saw your facial expression with the egg, so I didn't put the egg in it, but it's not an essential part of it, but some people do add egg and some people do add cinnamon stick. I figure that's a journey that you will have to decide on your own. Now for me, I'm going to fill up my mason jar with 2 ounces of pisco, with 1.5 ounces of Riesling wine, German of course, 1 ounce of simple syrup, 3/4 ounces of lime juice, and as you can see, I have 10 seedless white grapes. I'm just going to go ahead and muddle these in my glass. So now I'm going to just shake, shake, and shake some more, and I'm going to add this to my glass. So here we have 2 pisco sours, somewhat traditional and one with a twist. So cheers.
Cheers to you. This is fabulous. And do I taste a little honey in here?
Yes, of course. You can have whatever you want, honey, simple syrup, corn syrup, but you know, I think the honey gives it an extra little exotic taste to it as
well. I love this. I love this. Wait a minute. Over here, I
Hmm.
see some cinnamon. Should I put some cinnamon on this?
That's entirely up to you. I
Oh, I'm
prefer
going to do that.
to have
I
cinnamon.
love
Oh,
cinnamon. I
you're
love cinnamon.
you're walking on the wild side, James.
Oh, this is great. You know, I never knew. Obviously, wine is made out of grapes. We all know that. I never knew that Spain had sort of a grape liqueur. Wow. That's a little different than wine, per se.
Well, you stick with me. You're gonna learn a lot
That
about.
is beautiful. You know, I was a bartender for many years, including in New Jersey, where you have your home.
Mhm.
And those were some great days. Of course, back then, drinks were a little simpler. And now we have the Pisco. Wow. Now, let me ask you a question. People down in Peru, I mean, is this a really, if I went into a bar in Peru, is this really popular?
Yes, it's their national drink. There's
Wow.
different versions of it. Some places they add fruit and different spices, but this is their national drink. And
Mm,
like I said, there is a Pisco Sour National Day, the first Saturday in February.
yes. You know, they have a real Spanish and Indian flavor in
Yes,
Peru.
yes,
Yes.
they do.
And I have friends in Lima, Peru, which is on the
Oh,
Pacific Ocean. It's absolutely beautiful. Now, here in the studio, we haven't, because it's just you and I and Steve sitting over there monitoring everything that's going on our wonderful mixing board. Uh, if we were going to put garnishments on this, what would we be using? Cherry, lime, orange. What little umbrellas maybe? What would we add to make this spectacular if we were actually hosting a party for 30 people and we wanted to make it look very professional?
well, why not a lime and a cherry? Why
Mm,
not?
I love that. How
Let's
about
go.
the umbrella? I always love a drink with an umbrella.
A little crazy and add an umbrella as well.
Yes, I love umbrellas. It just makes the whole day. And cherry, one of my favorites. One of my favorites.
Beautiful.
Now, we have our Pisco. Now, where do I buy Pisco here in the United States?
You should be able to find this in any of your liquor stores.
Yes. Oh, well, I haven't, I hate to say this, Nerisa, I just haven't been in that many liquor stores recently, but I'm going to get down there.
Liquor
And
stores
we will
find your
test.
secret.
Yes. We'll test the guy or the gal behind the counter when
And
I
I,
walk up and say I want a little pisco. And then a little Riesling wine. I love Riesling.
one of my favorites as well.
Very, very nice. Now, you would rather use a mason jar than a shaker with a tin and a glass.
Well, I just fell in love with the Mason shaker. It's just
Yes.
cute, and to me, it just feels so feminine. I don't know.
Yes.
I just prefer the Mason jar shaker.
Yes.
But you can use whatever you like. This is just my special drink. You know how I'm attached to my personal essential
Yes.
equipment.
Yes. Now, you know, nowadays you don't see many bartenders muddling. I'm just going to tell all of our listeners that we have a wooden flat end muddler here to kind of squish anything that needs to be squished. Not everybody has a muddler in their kitchen. Not everybody. No.
Just use a simple spoon or a fork.
Well, that's true, but I guess that's true. Now,
Hmm.
how many of these piscos do you think I can get through in this dinner without being, really bombed?
Well, I should hope maybe two. I mean, don't you want to try the one with the wine? You have to try both. but
Yes,
don't,
yes,
but don't
the wine, and some pisco. That might do me in. I just don't know.
but don't
That,
worry. I'm gonna whip you up some ceviche, which is something that you eat immediately. So
yes, but
we're
I'll
gonna.
tell all our listeners one thing. After having had a couple of sips of this is a sipping drink. This is
Yes.
not a drink that you want to take down in one little guzzle. Nope, nope, nope. Don't do
No,
that.
no. So I'm going to get some food into you. We're going to
Yes,
start
don't.
off with ceviche.
This is going to be great. And of course, you can also have water glasses on the table, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Don't
And
worry. I have a special treat. The table's all decked out. Don't worry.
this is going to be beautiful. It's going to be terrible that you and I are here at the cooking table and then the table and poor Steve's over there controlling the sound. That's too bad. But we're going to make him a little something for after the show, Nerisa.
We sure will.
Yes.
Don't worry about Steve.
Yes, and we know that he's going to absolutely love it. And I love these glasses that you picked out. Beautiful. Just beautiful.
It's all about presentation.
Yes, it is. It's all presentation. There's no doubt about that. All right, so we've started this off Peruvian style, which is good. We've gotten into the flavor of the country, and I can feel Peru coursing through my veins as I sip this pisco. I hope by the end of the show I'm still able to talk, but we'll see what happens. Sometimes I see people on these late night shows and other places, and they try to indicate that they're drinking alcohol, but I'm never sure if they are. I can only tell all of our I-Net radio listeners that we're drinking the real thing here. Yes.
Well, you will never forget this drink.
I have moved to Miami, and I always thought it was Pollo Tropical. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
Many Spanish people in Miami call it Pollo. Okay? Pollo Tropical. They pronounce it with a J, not with a silent L. So I'm not sure what we're doing here, but I will tell you one thing. Pollo con cola with cola, and you're going to use Coca-Cola. I see it right here. We've got Coca-Cola.
Yes. This recipe I absolutely love. It's not my recipe. When I was reviewing a Peruvian cookbook, I came across this recipe, and the chef indicated that for years his great aunt claimed that the recipe was hers, and then he found out that it was inspired from one of the local restaurants. So I'm following the recipe, and the only thing that I have changed is that I substituted the thigh and drumsticks for chicken wings. So as you can see, we have 12 chicken wings, raw chicken wings. We have 1 cup of regular Coca-Cola, the original stuff, Coca-Cola, 4 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of 5-spice powder, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, 1 large onion finely chopped, 4 cloves of garlic finely chopped, salt and pepper to taste. And we're going to preheat the oven to 400 degrees, and we're going to start mixing up our seasoning. Are you ready?
Which you've already done. Wait a minute. Nerisa, wait a minute.
Yes.
Well, you know who's entered the studio? Robert DeLuce from the Tammy George Show. Robert, how are you?
Good, James. How are you? Hi, Nerissa.
Fabulous.
Hi, it's good to see you again.
I saw you guys from the window mixing drinks. I thought I'd come in to try one.
Yes. Robert, hold on 1 second. I'm going to shake up a little bit more of this in my, what do we call this glass again?
It's a mason jar.
Mason jar. I'm going to shake a little. I'm going to shake a little bit here. Hold on, Robert. And I'm going to reach for a glass. I'm going to take Steve's glass because Nerisa had 3 glasses ready. I don't know what we're going to do with Steve, but we'll figure out something. Hold on 1 second. Let me pour this. And let's have a little toast to Nerisa, Robert, for her beautiful show today and all of the pre-cooking that she has done here in the studio. This is absolutely fabulous. Yes, yes. Okay, here we go, Robert.
I'm ready.
All right.
Nerissa. I've never had anything like this before.
No. And after you have a couple of these, I don't know where we're going.
Man.
Yes. Yes.
Do you need any more after this, James?
Wow. Woo.
I don't drink much, but I'll tell you what, this is very tasty. I could have a few of these.
Have a few.
Will I pay for it?
Oh, tomorrow morning. I don't know.
I think so. You might pay for it in
You
the
know,
morning.
sometimes with those sweet drinks, you pay for them in the
Yeah,
in the morning.
they do catch up to you.
Yes. This is
Yummy.
certainly a combo that you're cooking here. We have Coca-Cola,
Mm-hmm.
soy sauce, which of course we're all familiar with if we've eaten in an Asian type of setting. We have the spice and cumin. I see it here. I've never quite understood cumin. What is that exactly?
Well, cumin, it just gives the food a warm, earthy taste. And that's the only way. I mean, I can't really describe it to you. It's like how should I say it? It just gives you that comfort food feeling, and it has just such a wonderful aroma.
And then onion and garlic, two of the world's staples when it comes to cooking. Yep.
And our five spice, which is star anise, cloves, cinnamon, Szechuan peppers, and fennel seeds, which is usually found in your Asian supermarket.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, my mother always loved to cook, especially outdoors on the grill, with aluminum foil. And I see we've got aluminum foil here in the studio. Why do you use aluminum foil to cook?
It's, first of all, it's easy to clean. When we're done, we're just going to throw this out. But it helps contain all the juices from, running into the grill, and it helps eliminate the burning of whatever we're cooking in the aluminum foil. So that's why we have so much of it today.
Yes. Now, this is going to be in the oven for about 30 minutes, but you've already done most of the cooking, pre-cooking here, right? When do we start the basting? When do we start basting?
15 minutes into the cooking of the chicken.
Oh,
we're going to start basting it.
And that's what's going to keep it moist, I guess, and fresh, juicy, and wonderful.
Yes.
Boy.
And then we cook it.
And this is a good tip for cooks all around the world, and I don't think it's just for this dish. If things look a little dry, we can always add a tablespoon or two of water.
That's correct.
Yes. Nerisa, as I told you, this is a true story. Every story I tell on I-Net Radio is true. I owned a chicken wing restaurant for 353 days in 2005, and it was called Trees, Wings, and Ribs, Trees. And the franchisor was Tree, and he was 6'7", and he weighed about 310 pounds, and that's why they called him Tree. And we really did some great things with our wings in terms of the sauces, and we always tried to get A-quality wings. And I see that the wings that you brought with you are A-quality, all right? Yes. And there are two categories of wings, the good ones and the not so good ones. Be very careful there, because my customers were very critiquing of what we were doing. Maybe that's why I wish I had you, Nerisa. I would have been there more than 353 days.
That's for sure.
Yes. Now, why do you want the chicken to be slightly sticky?
That's the fun of it all. We want a sweet and sticky kind of chicken.
Really?
So we're reducing the Coca-Cola to give it that sticky, gooey glaze.
Nice. Robert, we are going to bring the skin to a beautiful crisp. Don't you love crispy wings?
I love crispy full wings. I'm a little busy right now with that Pisco sour drink.
I know.
I noticed that you were over there.
I think I'm on my third.
No, you're not. He's just kidding all of our listeners. I haven't even fixed him a second one yet. No, we've got to make it to the end of this show, Robert. We can't get drunk here in the studio.
All right, I'll give it to Steve.
Yes, we'll let Steve get drunk. He's looking over at us with a very quizzical look on his face over there at the soundboard. Keep going, Steve. Keep doing what you're doing. We're proud of you. Yes. Yes, and this sauce is going to be syrupy, isn't it, Nerisa?
Yes, it is.
Yes. chicken wings were never popular up until about 25 years ago. Many people just didn't think about them, didn't think about eating them, and they sort of were not used. All right. And then somebody said, why are we wasting these beautiful chicken wings? And they became one of the most popular delicacies in all of America. Yes.
It's one of my favorite finger foods, chicken wings.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
They're delicious.
Oh, I love it with ranch sauce, too.
Blue cheese.
Blue cheese. I'm sorry. Blue cheese. Yes. That shows you how long I've been out of the chicken wing business, Robert. I almost forgot blue cheese. Yes.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yes, it's easy. Yes, those. I don't know if those were the best days of my life, but I'll tell you one thing. These chicken wings are going to be the best days of my life. Okay, tell us about the next dish, Nerisa.
The next dish is ceviche. It is one of the most favorite things that I absolutely love to eat. And it's also popular in the Latin American countries. My aunt, she makes a wonderful conch ceviche. But today, for our ceviche, the star of the show is mahi-mahi. And it's just a raw fish, and it's going to be cooked in a citrus marinade. In our citrus marinade, we're using lime juice and a few habanero peppers to spice life up for you. So, here's the recipe. 1.5 pounds of fresh, and I mean fresh, good quality mahi-mahi. 1 red onion, which is sliced very thin. We have 1 cup of lime juice, freshly squeezed, and we have 2 habanero peppers, cut in half without the seeds and deveined. We have 3 sprigs of fresh cilantro. We have salt to taste. I know how you feel about salt, James.
Yes.
We have olive oil to taste, and we're just going to start finely chopping the cilantro, and we're going to just mix everything together. But in the meantime, James, I see that you're eager to assist me, so I'm sure you want to cut those fish into small cubes and place in the glass bowl.
Well, not particularly. I'd rather be drinking pisco. But all right, I'll help you. I will help you.
I didn't want to leave you out. I want you to be part of the labor of love.
Yes, just so everyone can picture this, just like last week, Nerisa and I, not Robert, not Steve, we're here in our I-Net radio aprons, and we have little hats on to have an effect. And it puts us in the mood. The radio listeners obviously cannot see us, but it inspires us to be dressed like this.
You look good. I'm going to be honest.
Thank you. There may come a day after 3 Piscos where the only thing we wear in the studio are our aprons. Yes. So you never know what's going to happen on a Pisco show. All right, now you want me to start working here.
Yes. So you're going to cut the fish into small cubes.
Oh, I'm cutting them into very small cubes.
So you're going to put the fish into this bowl of cold water that I have here.
Nice.
And in the cold water, we just have a little tablespoon of salt just to give the fish a little flavor. Yeah. And then you just put it in there. And when you're done, please put the bowl in the refrigerator. And so I'm going to start cutting the onions. Not my favorite thing to do. But
you're crying. You're already crying.
I hate cutting onions. So I'm going to cut the onions as thin as possible. And one trick that I've learned, as you cut the red onions, put it in a bowl of ice-filled cold water. Mm-hmm. It kind of takes that sting that you seem to get when you bite into that red onion. It kind of like reduces it. So it makes it, a little bit more pleasurable to eat the ceviche. So,
this is beautiful. Yes. Now, you've also, I noticed, rubbed some of these onion with salt. As you know, for better or worse, I grew up in a salt-free household because my father had heart attacks.
I know. Yes. But we're going to rinse the salt off. Don't worry. We're going to rinse it. It's just
You love salt. You ate a lot of salt down there in St. Croix.
No, I don't like a lot of salt. I like flavor.
Oh.
But like I said, in this dish, we're going to rinse all the salt off.
I see. Yes, you're rinsing the fish to remove the salt. That's very nice. That's nice.
So now we have the onions are cut. I'm going to put on my little gloves here to take care of the habanero.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just, in the past, working with peppers and stuff like that, I always seem to forget, even though when you wash your hands or something and you rub your eye and it's just a nightmare. I'm on fire.
Is that a tip that you picked up when you were on Martha Stewart's show last month?
Of course.
Yes.
Wear gloves.
If we get big enough, Nerisa, we're going to bring Martha Stewart on our show.
Well, I look forward to it.
Yes, and Gwyneth Paltrow, but not at the same time.
Oh,
because
yeah, I was
they
gonna
don't
say,
hit it off.
We might not want to do that at the same time.
No. That's.
I'll tell you, when Martha smells your chicken and this Coca-Cola sauce, it's got really a sweet smell to it, doesn't it?
Yes, I know. It's like heaven.
Delicious smelling.
Yes. Well, you make sure you keep the eye on the timer. We don't want burnt chicken now.
Yes.
Okay, so
Now, on our fish, what are we going to do once we have poured the lime juice, which I see? And I love this glass bowl. You must have gotten that at Bloomingdale's, Nerisa. That's beautiful.
yes.
Beautiful. I love that. I love
We're
it.
just combining all the ingredients now.
Yes. Okay.
And as you can see, like I said, the citrus marinade is really what's going to cook the fish. Now with this dish, this is not a dish that we just lay on the side. This is a dish that you eat immediately. So I have 3 plates. So dig in, guys. I'm going to start the next dish.
Wow. Oh, this is beautiful.
I have to say
Now,
this.
I love this olive oil that seems to be here, and I see that you have sprinkled this a little bit.
Yes.
And was that your invention, or did you learn that from Peruvian recipes?
Ceviche, it's just what we do.
Yes.
It's not my recipe. I didn't invent it. So,
Yes.
like I said, recipes in the Caribbean islands of South America, we just pass it on from one generation to another generation.
Yeah.
And we just do our little tweaks. We all add our little signatures to, identify our country with a certain dish. But, like I said, it's all island cuisine. So, and I'm glad you're enjoying it.
I am. And I watched everything that you did, Nerisa. And I want to remind our listeners that here in the studio, Nerisa took out the cilantro sprigs and the hot peppers from the mix. You did not leave those in. No. That might have been a little bit too much for our palate if we were eating that or doing something like that.
It's fair if you want to live on the wild side.
Yes.
I don't. I prefer not to.
Yes. Now, you told me that if we wanted to, and of course this is only a 1-hour show, fans all around the world, that sometimes you accompany this with sweet potato, lettuce, corn, avocado, or plantains. Yes. You love sweet potatoes? Do you love them?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I love sweet potato. I'm not really an avocado fan, but it's here for you. Whatever you want as your side dish, I made sure at the farmer's market it is here for you.
Well, I love avocado many a night at 11 o'clock because you don't want to eat red meat at 11 o'clock at night if you're going to go to bed at 12:30. I go down to the Latin Cafe on Biscayne Boulevard in Miami, and I have an avocado salad, which is fantastic. And, of course, lime is everything. Isn't that amazing? They don't even have lemon down there, really. I guess they have a couple, but lime is the big thing. Why is that, Nerisa? Why is lime so big in the Caribbean and South American world?
I really don't know, but my personal preference, whenever I have a choice for lime or lemon, I just automatically go for lime. I just love the smell of it, the fragrance. It just reminds me of island when I think of lime. Lemon, not so much. I don't know why.
Yes, this is really great. Oh, poor Steve over in the corner.
I think one of you
I
guys
think he
should
needs
just.
another drink.
No, we didn't give him one to begin with. You took his glass. Yes.
We have to find him a glass.
The only thing he's
Yeah.
drinking over there is, I don't know, radio dust.
I think he's being patient to try some of this
He
chicken
is.
and fish.
He is, and that's beautiful. This is beautiful. And these aren't family recipes handed down generation to generation, are they? Nerisa?
Some of them are, but like I said, with a little twist. We all, like I said, Caribbean food, Latin American, it's all the same thing. Each country just adds a little different whatever to make it their own, but it's all the same. The ceviche, we all do it the same way. They do it the same way I do it in the Virgin Islands, so there's really nothing different in regards to how ceviche is made. You just need a citrus marinade. That is the most important, and fresh fish.
I love marinades because they really change the flavor. You know, if you let them marinate for a while, God, do they change the entire nature of a dish. You know, Nerisa, in this last show and sitting here with you and Robert tonight, it's so, I hate to say this, but these dishes kind of remind me that sometimes American food can be rather bland and boring. And here you are with these spectacular recipes.
As I said, it's all about flavor.
Yes, flavor's everything. And I don't think American cooking was ever about that. I think it was more meat and potatoes and getting filled up and things like that. Yeah. This is amazing. When you go to a dinner like this, Nerisa, how long does it take for you to do the whole dinner from beginning to end? You know, here in America, we eat a dinner in 10 minutes. How about you?
Oh, no, we sit, we talk, we laugh, we reminisce, we tell stories, you know, listen to music. It's like every dinner is a party.
Yes.
We're trying to find out what's going on in the life and world. Like I said, you know, it's a love story. Love about history and family. We get to know each other. It's not about sitting in front of a TV and having dinner. This is not TV dinner. This is dinner sitting at the dining room table, and we're going all out, and we're going to enjoy each other's company.
What do you do with your cell phones? It's very common here in America. Everybody sits around with their cell phones, and it's just terrible.
It's so rude when people are eating and using cell phones.
Oh, not in my family. I don't even think not in our culture. We won't dare bring a cell phone to the table. It's just not happening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But Nerisa, I'm really happy about this this citrus marinade on the fish, because many restaurants around here, when you go, they just kind of put butter to bake, or they load it with crab meat on top, and there's really, you know, no thought into chicken. This is really delicious.
Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
What is our next recipe here, Nerisa? Because this is spectacular.
Well, I was so happy with the fish selection that I fell in love with some snapper. So I decided that I was gonna cook a grilled fish in banana leaves, which is called patrasca, and it's a traditional Peruvian dish. And like I said, we take the fish and we cook it in a banana leaf. And it's just absolutely amazing.
How did you get banana leaves? I go down to Publix. I don't see banana leaves.
No, see, you shop at Publix. I shop at the farmer's market.
Oh, that's right. We went all through this. The farmer's market out west of Jupiter at Du Bois Farms. I forgot.
I love the farmer's market. Anywhere I go, I'm always trying to find a farmer's market. I'm all about fresh food, fresh fruits, everything. So that's part of my part-time vegan lifestyle. I need to know what's going into my body.
Everything is so much fresher.
Yes. The fish, I want to make sure I have the freshest and the best fish selection. Where else can I go but to the farmer's market?
Now, you like to grill outside, but that's a little difficult here in the studio.
Yes. So you can also use a grill pan and then put another pan on top of the grill pan, so we can like trap the heat and cause like a convection to go on to cook the fish. So I figure that's the safest thing to do today.
I love this little grill pan. I really haven't seen too many of these.
So I don't think it can fit 6 fish at one time, so I'm just going to work with 2 pieces of fish.
Okay.
So, but the recipe calls for 6 medium-sized whole fish, but I'm going to work with 2. And the full recipe is 6 medium-sized fish, 2 tablespoons of garlic crushed, 1 cup of chopped onions, 3 hot peppers, sprigs of fresh cilantro, a half a cup of olive oil for drizzling, 1 teaspoon of cumin again, and salt is optional.
And banana leaves are almost required.
And the banana leaves, we have 6 banana leaves here. And the grill, stovetop grill, is preheated. So we're going to mix the onions, the garlic, the oil, the pepper, the cumin, the hot pepper, cilantro, and I'm going to leave the salt out this time.
And I see that you preheated the grill to low. You do not have this on a red huge high.
No. It's low.
Yes.
So now that this is all combined, as you can see, there's a slit right here in the fish. It's nice and clean and it's prepared. We're going to stuff the mixture into the fish.
Ah, that's why you put those slits in there.
Yes.
And
so now that both fishes are stuffed, we're going to take 2 banana leaves. So we're going to wrap the first fish in banana leaves. I'm going to tie it with a string, and we're going to tie the second one.
Oh, I see. The mix comes out a little bit when you tie it with the string.
Yes.
Yes, but that's okay. I don't think you can go wrong there.
All right, so now we're going to put this on our grill pan. And as I said, we have this nice, beautiful aluminum pan. We're going to put on top of the grill pan. So I'm kind of trying to do an outside grill, as you can see.
Yes.
My makeshift grill here.
Nerisa, question. Why are you cutting the slits and putting the mixture in the fish? Why don't you just put it over the fish?
No. You want the fish to be flavored from the inside out. You want every bite to be flavorful.
Really? And why are you wrapping the fish with the banana leaves? What difference does this make?
Well, you know what? Banana leaves, it also gives kind of like a sweet taste. I can't really describe it. It's kind of like a sweet taste and a wonderful aroma to the fish. You will see in about 15 minutes exactly what I'm talking about.
Robert, when was the last time you cooked with banana leaves up in Williston, North Dakota?
Let me think.
Yes.
Never.
Do you think that you could get those at your farmer's market in North Dakota?
I think we'd have to use corn husks, Jim.
Yes, corn husks. Would that work, Nerisa?
Oh, I've never tried that.
Yes.
So I've got a chance?
Yes. I'll bet you've never even been to North Dakota, Nerisa.
No, I haven't.
Well, now that you know Robert DeLuce, you always have an invitation to go up there and cook for everybody in Williston, North Dakota.
Thank you.
It's going to be beautiful at Christmas.
Oh, you can't wait.
Now,
You
see,
can't wait to get there. If you're going to make any cold dishes, that would be perfect because it's minus 35 in Williston.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I think I'm going to pass.
It's a little.
This is nice.
It's a little chilly.
Oh, and I love what you've got grilling here. This is beautiful, Nerisa.
You can also use foil as a substitute if you can't have banana leaves.
Yes.
So,
foil is good for moisture, isn't it? It makes these things moist.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
So what are we doing on time? Should we do another dish?
Well, we have... I'm looking over at Steve. He's holding up a cue card for us. We still have a nice 22 minutes to finish all this. But in the meantime, I can't help myself. I can't do it. I'm going to fix Robert because I have to keep you sober for this show, Nerisa. We can't have any mishaps here. We can't set the I-Net Radio kitchen on fire. Robert, I am right now going to mix us another pisco.
Yes.
Yes, go.
Let's make Jim one. I mean, Steve
one. No. Steve's got to run the soundboard. I don't want anything to go wrong here, okay?
We can tease him.
I don't want anybody to say, what happened to the sound 45 minutes into that show? And then I have to say my producer was drunk on pisco. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You watch what I'm doing here, Robert? You see what I'm mixing?
I'm watching.
Now I'm going to start shaking here, all right? You see these mason glasses? Yeah.
They're a good idea. They're big.
Yep. The other night we were at Prima Pasta, and they were shaking in just a plain old shaker. They ought to go out and get mason jars.
Anybody give her those shakers.
Forget that. Hold on, Robert. Hold on. Now I'm going to pour this. right?
Well, we should
You
tell
don't mind if I use the same glass that we started with?
Oh, not at all.
Okay,
Not at all.
all right. We're amongst friends here. So
We-
I'm going to pour mine. I'm going to pour yours. And, of course, Nerisa hasn't even finished hers because she's been busy
That's
cooking.
good enough. But I was saying we should tell our listeners that Robert did take the chicken wings out of the oven.
Yes.
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 I didn't even burn myself.
No, he didn't. And that was beautiful, Robert. I love the way you did that. You have a real flair when you do
Nerisa,
that.
how long does it cool for before we can consider trying them?
Well, you can taste test if you like. Go ahead and you tell me what you think.
It smells so good, that
Yes.
Coca-Cola sauce.
Oh, it smells yummy.
Nerisa, you have promised me today.
Yes.
And last night did we go to the Latin Cafe last night?
Yeah.
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 I don't want, Robert's wife went back to Russia, so we're just,
Hanging out.
two guys hanging out, going to the Latin Cafe. Robert gets to talk to his wife. I don't have anybody to talk to, but that's all right. And I had plantains. Oh no, at Playa. We were at Playa,
that's
La
right.
Playa. I had the plantains. Tell me about these plantain chips, Nerisa.
Okay, plantain chips is something that we can use as a snack. I personally love plantain chips with my ceviche. So it's called chifles, and we have 6 green plantains, and we want them green because we want that starchy texture and that taste. As plantains ripe, they get, the skin is yellow and it gets sweet, but we want green plantains.
And these babies are green as green can be. I wondered about that.
That's right. And we're going to cut these as thin as possible. I found a trick. I use a potato peeler to cut the plantains so we can have these paper thin slices.
Mm.
Wow.
And we're
Sort of
going to
like carpaccio when it comes to meat, yes.
Yes. So we're going to preheat our vegetable oil to 350 degrees.
Mm.
And we're just going to work in batches, and we're going to fry these plantains until they're golden brown. And then we're going to drain them on paper towels and season with salt.
Mm.
And you have a wonderful snack and a wonderful side to accompany your ceviche.
And of course, you use salt, not to belabor the point.
It's optional. It's optional.
Yes.
We don't have to use it. It's optional.
That's
but-
okay. That's okay. We like salt.
I love salt.
We love salt. Have you ever had a deviled egg? A deviled egg without salt just isn't the same as...
I have had one, and it's
Yes.
tough to swallow.
Yes. Yes. And these are thin. Wow.
That's the
Wow,
point.
these are thin. Woo. Yes.
And it's not going to take long, as you can see.
Mm.
We're going to have this first batch, you're going to have it. And it goes well with your pisco sour. So I think I need to make sure that I keep feeding you guys. We don't want you to get drunk.
No, we're not going to get hungry. I want to just tell all of our listeners, this is easy, these plantain chips. You get green plantains, not ripe. You get your vegetable oil, and away you go. 350 degrees, and you just start cooking. And, oh, yeah, you're starting to bring these to a golden brown. I love that.
I told you you'll have some. So we're going to just start draining some on the paper towels. No salt for you.
No salt for me.
And I don't know, Robert, am I sprinkling in a little salt in yours?
I'll take them without. I'll sprinkle some myself. I know you're busy here.
Okay.
You're very busy.
So-
We really haven't been much of a help here in the
I
kitchen.
know.
Robert.
It's too much
Yeah.
fun watching.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask Nerisa if she was married, because off this show, this is the way to a man's heart. You must get proposals sent to you by email. Do you?
Yes.
No, I don't.
Well, you're going to after this show.
Every man.
Man, this stuff. is
Every
delicious.
man wants to eat some of these delicacies. I'll tell you.
You
Would
sure?
you? Let's say, Nerisa. Let's say you were married this second. Would
Mhm.
you be cooking these exotic foods every night of the week for your family?
Definitely. I love cooking.
Oh.
It's just,
Wow.
I don't know. It's just something about cooking. It's relaxing, and I really enjoy when I get a cookbook from another country, and it just makes me want to just immerse myself in that culture and try their food and everything. So yes, I would be cooking. My husband probably would not love me at the end because he will gain a lot of weight.
You know, one thing I've always wondered about Martha Stewart, I wonder if behind the scenes and off the camera, Robert, at 8 o'clock at night, whether she's eating macaroni and cheese.
Or a burger.
Or a burger.
Something quick.
Or a burger, right. Yep, I'll bet that's what happens. But I'll tell you one thing. When Nerisa kicks back, she's not eating macaroni and cheese.
I bet she's got a great circle of friends.
Who?
I do.
I don't.
Here?
No, nobody likes Martha Stewart, but they love Nerisa Eugenia Waterman. You know, Nerisa, my father's middle name was Eugene.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Yes. He was named for his grandfather, who, no kidding, and we may do a show on this, was the biggest duck farmer in America. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, we're going to have to do that.
I love duck, and we're going to get some duck recipes and cook up some duck, okay? As you know, where I grew up, Long Island, New York, is the Pekin duck capital of the world. And I don't know if you've ever had duck l'orange, but there's nothing better than that, especially a duck that was, how should I put this delicately, butchered at our farm. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
The one that gave their lives up.
They gave their life up for orange sauce. Okay. I love it too. What's the next little thing we're going to have here, Nerisa?
Okay, well, we have deep fried yuca. We're going to make a deep fried yuca. And I always call it the cousin to the French fries.
You know, there's something you don't see much, yuca.
It's a root.
It's a root.
It has a nice, interesting texture. It's a little bit softer than the traditional potato, and I love it. I just fry some up and squeeze some good old lime over it, and I enjoy it. So, as you can see, we already have some pre-cooked yuca, which is very essential. So, I'm just going to walk you through this. We have 1 pound of yuca, and it's cut into large pieces, and like I said, it's a root. I brought a large pot of salted water to boil, and I cooked the yuca until it was translucent. It was about 20 to 30 minutes. After that, I did put it in the fridge for a while. Personal preference. I let it, cool off. I put it in the fridge for a few hours just to let it set. I preheated our oil, and I'm just going to, right now, cook some batches for you guys so you can enjoy it along with your plantain chips and your pisco sour. And it's not going to take long. We're just going to cook it until it's golden brown, maybe about 10 to 15 minutes. We're going to just, constantly turn the batches. But we're going to cook in small batches. We're not going to dump all of this into the oil at one time. Small batches. And then we're going to drain it and squeeze a little lime and enjoy.
I'm looking over your shoulder here as we stand here, talking into our swivel microphones and cooking at the same time, which isn't always easy. And I see that you have a little asterisk here. Check the yuca for any remaining fibrous pieces and remove them.
Yes.
Yes.
It's important.
Get those fiber out of there. Get it out of there, all my i-net listeners. Get it out of there. And, of course, just like last week, kosher salt. Well, you imagine that, Robert. We're going kosher salt on this. And last week we used kosher salt.
Personal preference. You can use whatever you like. But for my deep fried yuca, I just like kosher salt. It's just that special taste that kosher salt provides.
I think it's a better salt.
It may be, but I wonder if Nerisa owns stock in a kosher salt company.
No, it's like I said, it's a personal preference.
Yes.
You don't have to use it. You don't even have to use salt at all.
No.
So.
No. Robert, how are you doing with your pisco? Nah, forget the chips. The chips are great.
The chips are almost gone.
They're almost ready.
I had to put the pisco sour down. I'm starting to feel a little lightheaded.
This could be an interesting end to this show tonight here on i-netradio.com. All right, Nerisa, now we've got everything moving here, and everything is moving well from what I can see. I haven't seen any problems arise, and you are a versatile cook. You certainly are a multitasker. You can keep 5 or 6 recipes going at the same time.
I told you I'm a multitasker.
Yes.
Now, you see the inside of this yuca fry. As you can see, the texture is just a little bit more creamier than the average French fry. But Here's some for you and Robert to snack on, and I'll
Beautiful.
finish the batch.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Now, are we ready to start setting putting everything on the table and getting ready to eat this wonderful delicacies?
Yes, we are.
And what are we going to do first here?
Well, let's see. Let's check on the grilled fish.
Yes.
Okay. Beautiful. Now, do you smell the aroma from the
Oh,
banana?
sure.
How can we not? It's
Sure.
so
See
wonderful.
what I'm talking about? It's just that aroma that just says island.
You know, a lot of times a fish can, I don't know, not leave the best odor in a kitchen, but this is fabulous, Robert.
Absolutely.
This, whatever she's put on there with all this lime and everything, it has an aroma that just doesn't, smell like some fish or something.
Yeah,
I mean, it's fabulous.
And it's like a steak that's cut,
Yes. Yes.
I'm so used to like catching perch and try to cook it over a campfire and it falls
Yes.
off. And this is really good.
Oh, yeah, they don't eat this up in North Dakota. No.
Look at poor Steve. Well, here we have it now. We have our parashka, our grilled fish cooked in banana leaves.
Yes.
We have our deep-fried yuca. We have our chifle, which is our deep-fried plantain chips. We also have what's left of it, ceviche. And we have our pollo con cola, which is Coca-Cola chicken wings.
Yes.
And I guess we have to make a pisco sour for Steve, but this is our Peruvian feast for tonight.
Okay, we're going to start moving things over. And as you know, Robert, Jones Soda is one of the sponsors here on I-Net Radio. And we don't want to leave them out. It would be possible to use Jones Cola, wouldn't it, Nerisa?
Yes, definitely.
Yes. I don't know if you've had many Jones sodas, but they advertise here on the station. And we don't want to leave Jones Soda out in the cold.
Yes, you can use Jones Soda.
Yes. In fact, the next time we do a show with this recipe, we're going to call it Jones Soda.
Yeah. I think it's just as good. Just as good.
Yes. Okay. I'm starting to. This isn't easy. Moving these plates and bowls over while I'm still trying to talk into a microphone. This isn't easy, but we do anything for the listeners here in the studio, Robert. Anything for our listeners. Nothing is too big a sacrifice. Okay. Don't you even move an inch, Nerisa. You've done all the cooking. I'll do the heavy lifting here
Thank
with
you
Robert.
so much.
Yes, this is going to be great. Oh, and look what she did. Look at the center of the table.
It's beautiful.
Look at those flowers.
It's all about
my
presentation.
God. A dozen roses. Maybe Steve bought those. I don't know.
Steve?
Yeah, Steve. Steve, did you buy those? He's nodding. He's nodding his head. He's nodding. Yes, yes.
I think he's anxious to eat also.
I think so. I think, Nerisa, when the chips are done, you go over to the soundboard. Steve will open wide, and you can insert a chip into his mouth. Yes. And he is going to love every minute of that. Yes.
Well, it was certainly fun going to Peru with you guys today.
Well, I'm still moving the food. Wait a minute. We're gonna finish. We're gonna have a little something to eat here. Yes. Yes, we are. Now, are we gonna? Let me see. We're gonna move everything over here, and then we'll get Nerisa to sit down. I don't know if we're gonna say any words of spirituality before we eat this. I don't know what spirituality or religion goes with these dishes, but there must be something out there that we can think of.
The bad thing about radio is there's no commercial break.
No, there
isn't.
isn't.
Sit down off camera.
No,
you gotta get going.
We have no. As you know, the commercials play while you're listening to the show. You can sit there and see them come across. We want to thank Geico. We want to thank Progressive. We want to thank Advanced Auto Parts, Riley Auto Parts, very nice company, Jones Soda. We want to thank all of our sponsors as they're flashing across the website here. This is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, Nerisa, come over here and sit down. You deserve to sit. You don't need to do any more cooking. And by the way, Robert, you and I are going to clean up the kitchen tonight.
I
Aww.
don't mind. I like doing dishes.
Oh, I love it too.
I just like to show the appreciation to the cook.
Absolutely. And
That's-
Nerisa
that's
is
correct.
one of the greatest cooks in America, or I don't know, the Caribbean, America, South America today. Yes.
Oh, absolutely, she is.
Yes.
Everything smells delicious and looks wonderful.
Could you hand me those sweet potatoes,
Yes, there
Robert?
you are.
Because I love them. My mother used to make those on Thanksgiving Day. I don't know if any of you have. What are you doing for Thanksgiving, Nerisa? I want to come to your house. We'll come up to New Jersey. You don't have to come down to Florida. We'll come up there because I guarantee you that would be quite a dinner. Do you cook a traditional turkey?
Yes, I do. Turkey,
You do?
ham, a pot roast.
Oh, do you
salmon.
baste it with anything in particular, your turkey? You must have some sort of mix or sauce or syrup. Yes.
I brine my turkey with some
Yes.
spices and
Yes.
wine.
Mm. Mm. Robert,
So-
you don't mind if I eat these chicken wings with my hands, do you?
Do you mind passing me the Coca-Cola chicken?
Yes. Here's a little Coca-Cola chicken for
Smell
you.
that.
I'm
Okay,
sorry that I
Oh,
and I'm sorry that I started before everybody else, Nerisa, but I just couldn't help it. These wings are great. I hate to say this, but they're better than the wings I used to serve at Trees, Wings, and Ribs in Port
Thank
St.
you.
Lucie.
wow.
I appreciate
Yes.
it.
Then it really is fabulous.
Thank you
Fabulous.
so much.
And I love wings. I just love wings. Okay, now I'm going to get into the fish here for a second. And it's, this is going to be great. Let's see how this fish is.
It is really moist.
Yes.
So
It
delicious.
is good. It is good. I had a few of those squares. Very, very nice. Very
Wow.
nice. You know, I love mahi-mahi, Nerisa.
Oh, I'm glad I picked the right.
And you can get that. It's readily available here in Florida. If you wanted to, not too many people do this, you could actually go down to a dock or two and get them. But most people, of course, go to the store where it is what it is. So, I don't know. Have you ever skinned a fish, either one of you?
No.
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 Well,
I catch and release.
you catch and release, but not these babies. Nobody released these. Nobody released these.
I usually catch the little fish.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I know. I never get big ones. I think it's against the law to do too much with those little ones. Yes. And these plantain chips, just like last night.
So good.
This is just like Mama used to make. It really is.
Does anyone make these to sell?
Yeah,
Nerisa?
you could start a whole thing. Forget about potato chips,
You
plantain
really,
chips.
you should start
I really
bagging
don't,
it.
but I'm sure someone came up with the idea already. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I've never seen them.
I haven't come across it. I think there's room for you in the market here, Nerisa. I do. I really do. Okay, now how is it? As the cook, what do you have to say about your food? Are you satisfied? Are you happy? Would you give yourself an A or what?
I'm extremely happy with the
Good.
results. Considering I'm cooking it in a studio,
Yes.
I give myself an A. I think it was well. It turned out well.
Yes. It's a little cramped in here, I will admit that. And even our little table here is cramped. We're all going to get to know each other very, very well.
Should we take Steve over a plate because he might not do this again?
Well, let me first pour Nerisa a pisco. If we're going to get zonkered, so should she. Yes. And Steve will be the only one left standing. Yes. Okay.
No.
We can make Steve a little plate. That would be
Yes,
nice.
please
We have
do.
tortured him.
Yes. We have tortured Steve here. Yes, we have. All right. I want to thank you, Nerisa, for sharing these really, really great recipes with us. Robert,
Yes, thank you.
I want to
Nerisa.
thank you for stopping by, having done the Tammy George show the other day on Wednesday. Thank you for stopping by
My pleasure.
and adding your expertise because you do know food. All right.
Oh, I love food.
There's not a Burger King you can pass by. And we want to thank everybody from Moscow to Montgomery, Alabama, to Edison, New Jersey, to Miami, to Malibu, California. We want to thank everybody for listening in. And as an added treat, we are going to play a traditional, authentic Peruvian song, which we use to open the show. Bye-bye, Robert and Nerisa. Bye-bye.
Bye.